Do I really need surgery? There are several things that will affect this response. Do you plan to play sports, or are you happy to quit and do less stressful things on your knees? If you can give up sports that are difficult for your knees, you could go without surgery. Does your knee get too much? If you do this and have little control over it, surgery would probably be your best option. If you want to try to rehabilitate your knee and wear a brace to see if that works, go ahead. Just be aware that every time your knee gets out of place, more damage occurs. That is the route I took, and I regret a little. I ended up doing a lot of damage that I could have avoided. Should I use general or regional anesthesia? Either way, it will work. There are people on both sides of the fence who will tell you that one is better than the other. Don't always listen, it's a very personal choice. With general anesthesia, you will be unconscious and will not remember the surgery. You will feel like you have just blinked and the surgery is over. However, general anesthesia has a negative effect on some people. It could make your stomach sick for a few days. Doctors don't know exactly why or how general anesthesia does what it does, so there is always a small risk. Some people are afraid of not waking up. But the risk is very, very small. Regional anesthesia can be administered in two different ways. It will be epidural or spinal. They are very similar. Both are injected into the back. As a result, knee pain signals never reach the brain. They are blocked by regional anesthesia. This will allow you to be awake for surgery. Now I say awake because you can choose your level of consciousness. You can choose to receive a regional anesthetic and still not be aware of or remember anything about your surgery. This is done by giving a sedative. The anesthesiologist will probably ask you what level you want. 1. Awake, aware, but carefree. 2. Wake up, somewhat conscious, not worried. 3. Wake up and you don't realize it. 4. Hammered. They'll give you enough sedative to put you to sleep, but if you woke up during surgery, you wouldn't mind and you probably wouldn't remember waking up anyway. How difficult is physical therapy and does it hurt? Physical therapy is not that bad. Some things are easy and others difficult. One thing that is a little painful is extension and flexion exercises. And after a while, those don't hurt that much either. I've heard horror stories from people who say PT, physiotherapy, was the worst and they cried every time they had to, but that was not my experience at all. The exercises get more difficult as you go, but it's a good feeling to be doing some work.